All right, Octonation, we got the investor presentation for AppHarvest. I'm really liking this thing. I was like, dude, I got to pop on here, let y'all know a little bit about it. So, AppHarvest is building a resilient food system for America. So, this isn't just one location. They're like, dude, they're setting up these whole setups. I don't know. Big old system. Look at this thing. I saw that. I was like, dude, I got to do the video. This looks cool, man. It's all lit up and neat, sweet. Tomorrow's AgTech Capital. And then look at this. Board of comprised of leaders and impact sustainability. John Webb, founder, CEO. Jeffrey Ubben, Inclusive Capital Partners and founder and managing partner. Dave Shin, Equilibrium Capital, chairman. Martha Stewart. Y'all heard of Martha Stewart? Come on now. Martha Stewart, living founder. David Lee, Impossible Foods, CFO. Are you kidding me? Acadia Power, founder, CFO, Kieran Bachungu, JD Vance, Naria Capital Partner, Greg Kausch, Meridian Wealth Management, Anna Mason, Revolution Partner, More Than Sustainable 6, Jonathan Webb, founder and CEO, Jeffrey Uden. It's great. So, I don't know if you guys saw my video on this one, but Bob Lakin, he's got 20 years experience operating public company and technology, hardware, software, distribution, value-added services marketplace. More like tech stuff, but dude's smart, obviously. Larry Paulson, CEO, 30 years transactional experience in the connectivity space and global relations. And Vince Dungero, CFO, 30 years finance, accounting, independent directors. We got Heather Goodman, 20 years of experience analyzing businesses and challenges, building infrastructures and building scalability platforms. Brad Bosick, the director, 20 years of experience funding, creating, and leading growth companies in cloud technology. That could be great. Analytics, bioinformatics, and information services. So he's hopefully going to get them on the web somehow, sell this stuff. Novus Capital, they're sponsored by Early Bird Capital. The Novus Comparative Advantage Experience Management team has worked together for 30 years, development significant domain expertise and network in smart technology innovation industry, operating in public company environment. It's funny, we were kind of thinking that this was going to be like a tech play too, which is funny, like a 5G possible play. Deal flows, sponsors collectively execute on 100 deals worth $5 billion. Established deal network of private equity, venture capital, and venture arms tech companies. Value creation leveraging team's experience. Sponsors have operating companies, setting changing strategies, identified, recruit, and mentoring world-class talent, on and on. So the network that they've worked with is Amazon, Facebook, Google, AT&T, IBM, Samsung, Microsoft, T-Mobile, Walmart. Could they pair up with Walmart? Dude, that'd be massive. Looked at that. So the transaction structure, Novus has proposed to enter into business combination. The transaction is expected to close this year. That's great. It's anticipated that the post-closing company will retain the AppHarvest name and be listed on the NASDAQ. They're also going to get an extra $200 million of pipe. This is a big deal. Transaction implies a pro forma enterprise value of $550 million, 2.2 times based on projected 2014 revenue of $246 million, 11.2 based on projection 2024 EBITDA of $49 million. Existing AppHarvest shareholders will receive 60% of the pro forma equity. That's a big chunk. Y'all been complaining about not getting big chunks. That's a big chunk. Capital structure, the transaction will be funded by a combination of Novus cash held in the trust account, Novus common stock, and proceeds from the PIPE. Transaction expected to result in $277 million net proceeds from AppHarvest. The world enduring an agricultural crisis, which is true. The world must start rapidly building control environment. Oh, this is so huge. Agricultural facilities to secure future production. So that's true. If you notice, like everything at the grocery store, at least not in the box, is way more expensive. The UN has found that the world will need at least 50% more food by 2050, and 70% of all fresh water is already dedicated to agriculture. Unless we change, we will need two planet Earths. So it's like a green play too. Oh man. The surveys expose the unstable measure short mounted across the country, exposing resilience to uncertainty imports. It's true. 69% of all fresh vine crops sold in the U.S. in 2018 were imported, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. New York Times said the world's land and water resources are being exploited at unprecedented rates. A new United Nations report warns, which combined with climate change is putting dire pressure on the ability of humanity to feed itself. The UN has found the world will need at least 50% more food by 2050. We're going over that. Significant market opportunity. So this is going to be interesting here. National grocery chains just desperately seeking large-scale supply of domestically grown produce as an alternative to imports. The U.S. needs 20,000 acres of controlled environment facilities to reduce imports of tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers. 20,000 acres. Can you imagine if they set these guys, the middlemen, to set all that up? Secular shift to plant-based foods, creating increased demand for locally grown, high-quality produce. That's that dude up there, Impossible Foods. He's the plant-based guy, so that's huge. It's a Beyond Meat competitor is the dude on the board. Much of fresh produce is imported from Mexico, with the national grocers seeking alternative supply. They got which would result in a heavier use of harmful pesticides, shipping costs, travel time, carbon footprint, potentially troubling labor practices. For sure, opportunity to also replace some of the southwestern United States production. Currently grows 90% of leafy greens from November through March, which is trucked cross country to serve the East Coast. Desperate need for U.S. sourcing. So 70% of these crops come from Mexico. China 2%, Peru 4%, Canada 18%. Dang. So Vine Corp imported 69%. That's incredible. It's amazing that we can import that much and it still costs less than doing it ourselves. How insane is that? Kind of makes you think our trade deals haven't been that good, right? Increased needs to replace imports with domestically grown produce. Fantastic. Wow. So tomatoes went from 41% imported in 2008 to 60% imported in 2019. Cucumbers went from 55% to 81%. Lettuce 3 to 6%. Peppers 48 to 66%. That's huge. That's like 20-30% up imports in 10 years. Unreal. Secular shift to plant-based foods increasing demand. AppHarvest overview. So, developer and operator of applied technology, large-scale controlled indoor farm producing U.S.-grown fresh produce for national grocers. 60-acre Moorhead, Kentucky facility is among the largest indoor farm in the U.S. Development pipeline of 5+ future sites provides clear growth strategy. Fantastic. Good for Kentucky, too. Anyone in Kentucky watch my show? There's good people out there. Global food production is woefully short of estimated future needs. National grocers, despite for sources of controlled indoor domestically grown produce requiring thousands of acres of newly created U.S. production, reduces use of harmful pesticides, shipping costs, and carbon footprint. You know I'm all over this. Kentucky's ideally suited for AppHarvest's significant growth visions. Geographically centered location within a day's drive to approximately 70% of the population. Okay, it's Kentucky. Sustainable weather conditions, temperature, sunshine, rainfall, humidity. Large, underutilized, and hardworking labor force. I know some people in Kentucky. Business-friendly climate, permitting, engineering legally. Yep. Emerging AgTech ecosystem. Executing on highly scalable and highly profitable growth vision. First harvest in 2020 and revenue commencing in 2021. So it's not like 10 years out. It's like, dude, beginning of next year they're starting this. Awesome. Development pipeline includes an additional 480 acres. Oh my gosh. It's unbelievable. That's like 420 football fields. Projected to grow over 300 million pounds of food annually. Holy Toledo, dude. Supported by industrial leading impact and sustainability investors. Significant market opportunities, 17,000 to 20,000 acres of potential development. my gosh. Key partners, Daisman, I can't even see it. Dallasman, specializing in high-tech greenhouse projects with over 85 years of experience. Okay, so they got a big player with greenhouses in, so that's great. Major domestic distributor, one of the largest producers and distributors of greenhouse-grown produce in North America. So they're hooked up with them. Key investors, rise above the rest, Inclusion Capital, Brayer Capital, Lupa Systems. Pretty cool. AppHarvest impact by the numbers. 70% of population one day's drive, 80% less diesel fuels. See, there's so many plays to lower the carbon footprint that have nothing to do with electronic vehicles. And this is a perfect example. 80% less diesel expected to be used in transportation. 90% less water usage, only recycled rainfall. That's huge. 10 acreage of rainwater retention pond at Moorhead facility. Man, I wish I owned an acre around there. 30 times higher yields than open field agriculture. 365 days growing indoor, eliminates weather and seasonal constraints. I want one of these, man. Zero agricultural runoff due to unique closed loop systems. Thousands jobs in high unemployment areas. Dude, that's so good for Kentucky. Thousands of jobs for them. Zero soil usage, keeping carbon sequestrated. Wow. 40% less energy used by our LEDs. This thing is going to light up the sky, man. You'll be able to see it from an airplane. Executing on UN SDGs. Zero hunger. Only 1 in 10 Americans eats enough fruits and vegetables. Clean water. Hundreds of new jobs in a county where 26% of residents live in poverty. Wow. 90% less water than traditional open field. 30 times higher yields on single acre than open agriculture. Wow. So because of like how they're setting everything up, they're going to get 30 times the amount of good cucumbers and stuff out of per acre. That is huge. 30x production per acre. Reduced diesel use, 80%. Significant reduction in both water and diesel usage relative to traditional agriculture. Unreal. Controlled indoor agriculture is the future of farming. Less chemicals, obviously less CO2. We're talking about labor is going to be easier. I wonder if it's elevated too, so they don't have to bend over to pick stuff out. I don't know. Food safety, be safer. Low-tech greenhouse, showing better. Open field's not good. Highest tech is greenhouse. All right, AppHarvest is on the platform that unites pioneering AG technology. So yeah, they're doing the LED lighting. GE Current, a Danetry company. I'm not sure. So this is some sort of like clean sparky middleman, cleaner energy or something. Signify. Climate control refrigeration. It's got all these brands tied to it that are already in the business. I'm not going to act like I know who these people are. Big data, so they're going to be, using data with that. Infrastructure robots. Got robots to help out. Agricultural AI, so it's all going to be computerized and ready to rock. Oh, universities are back in this. University of Michigan, Bear College. AppHarvest has united 17 organizations, including Dutch and Kentucky governments and universities, as well as leading Dutch AgTech companies. Dude, the organization signed an agreement in June 2020 to create America's AgTech capital in Appalachia. Future plans including creating cooperative research programs and constructing more private infrastructure. This is such a cool play. I really like it. Strategically located in the Appalachia Mountains here. It's a big area. Ranks among the worst 10% of U.S. counties on unemployment, income, and poverty measures. That's such a great thing for the community. When I was first doing the video on Novus, the guys were saying that they kind of want to do something to like support America and stuff, and help people out. That's great. Region is committed to AgTech. State and local governments committed to making Appalachia a hub for AgTech, offering investments with tax and harvest tax credits. Dude, that's big. Engagement by Department of Agriculture. Significant job demand, untapped workforce, centrally located, sustainable climate, natural resources. Eliminating lengthy supply chains. So short delivery distance mean vegetables are fresher and more nutritious. So hours to drive it. So it looks like, a lot of, if vegetables are going to the East Coast, they're coming from California all the way to the East Coast. So that is a long day's drive. So if they're here in Kentucky, they can get way faster to Atlanta, Chicago, Houston. So under 10 days, they can hit the whole East Coast instead of coming from California where it's like a month and a half. Usually, that's crazy. It takes a month and a half to get stuff from California to the East Coast via semi. So East Coast, you're going to get your vegetables way faster. Way faster. 70%, I read that. Overriding commitment to sustainability and impact. AppHarvest aims to redefine American agriculture by improving access for all to fresh fruits and vegetables, growing more and fewer resources, and creating AgTech hub for more from within its Appalachian home. Certified B Corporation, incorporating as a registered benefit corporation. AppHarvest has also passed a rigorous audit and been confirmed as a certified B Corporation by the nonprofit B Lab. Okay, so they're giving stuff away then. That's great. Growing growers. AppHarvest invested $150,000 in 2018 to start a high-tech container farm educational program at an East Kentucky high school to excite students about careers in AgTech. The program is expanding curriculum and containing container farms. That's cool, man. They're helping with education. Prioritizing the worker. Unparalleled employee experience includes a range of amenities, supportive services, financial, educational, upskill, custom apparel. That's all right. Industrial leading personal protective equipment, PPE, and appreciative programs. Investing $1 billion in Appalachia. AppHarvest, in conjunction with the state, is seeking to make Kentucky AG hub for the U.S., create attractive and sustainable skilled jobs in the innovative sector within the nation's poorest regions. So great. Here we go. So, overview. AppHarvest has entered into a distribution agreement with the leading distributor that will sell all vegetables produced by them in Kentucky and West Virginia. Look at this. One of the largest producers and distributors of greenhouse-grown produce in the United States, specializing in a range of produce including tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, specialty produce, and organic. National reach with ongoing agreements to supply produce to some of North America's largest retail grocery store chains. Remember what I was saying like yesterday, the day before, how people are trying to go like anti-big corporate and go to like the smaller stuff. It's the same thing with the farms. That's why like farmers markets still do so well, because people want to buy from the Mr. Farmer man, But this is going to be great because these guys are going to end up branding it, right? They're going to be branding it USA Farm in Kentucky, and they might be able to even charge more. Like I might have a cucumber that's 50 cents more than the one from Mexico or something like that. This is a pro-USA move. I think this is fantastic. But look at all these names they're already pairing with straight up. Publix, Costco, Krogan, Target, Aldi, Safeway, Winn-Dixie, Wegmans, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Walmart. Come on, man. This is crazy. One of the nation's largest controlled agriculture facilities. These things look sweet. Look really cool. Kept repeating all this. All right, let's move on. Development timeline. Okay. So, beginning of this year, next year, they've already got 60 acres they constructed. Oh, they're constructing right now, October 2020. So they've already got 60 acres of this set up. Sweet. And then by 2022, they've got another area with in Richmond, Kentucky, with 60 acres, and then in Brea, Kentucky, another 15 acres. The first focus is going to be tomato. That's a very hard one to, sit on a semi for 60 days and still look good by the time you get it. 2023, they've got a place in 15 acres in Russell Springs, Kentucky, another 60 acres, and then another 60 acres. Wow. 2024, so they've got substantial growth all the way to 2024, which is great. Under option, this one, and this one's already constructed in the Moorhead, Kentucky, so it's already ready to rock. The Future Farming Building and AgTech Center in the heart of the Bluegrass State. Bring produce production back to the U.S., AppHarvest CEO says to Bloomberg. AppHarvest is aiming to build a local talent pipeline. The company paid to install a freight farm at Shelby Valley High School to teach students a program. It plans to expand to 20 schools. AppHarvest is developing an agricultural technology certificate and degree program for the nearby university at Pickerville, New York Times. They've already been on Bloomberg again. AppHarvest raises more cash, the world's biggest greenhouse. World's biggest greenhouse. That's huge to be able to say. Wall Street Journal, Mammoth Project, Forbes. They've been on Forbes, high-tech greenhouse. Global Citizen, the tech-savvy greenhouse wants to revitalize Americans' coal county. Illustrative tomato facility economics. Illustrative steady state economics for 60-acre tomato facility. Half beefsteak, half TOV, excluding financial costs. Half beefsteak, half tomato, I guess. Not sure what they're really showing here. Okay, gross profit, utilities, labor costs, net revenue, capital cost, implied, unrealized. So they're basically showing like a 15% return on their money, which is pretty darn good. Imagine when they scale it up, right? Because if they're spending, it looks like, okay, $107 million, they're going to get 15% return off it after everything is all said and done. It's pretty darn good. Predicted financial operation metrics. I have to really dive into these, but it's showing by year end, tomato, leafy green, cucumbers. So yeah, they're going to start with the tomatoes, then just move up from there. Obviously, the money will increase with that. Detailed transaction overview. From shares, only 82 million. That's not bad. Some of these end up real low. Some of them end up way higher, but 82 is totally fine. So the pipe's going to have 24%. The SPAC people are going to have 60%. Founder shares 3%. Founding AppHarvest shareholders existing 12%. Yeah, this looks fine to me. Valuation benchmarking. So I've actually done videos on a lot of these. So Calvero brought them up. That's the big guys on the avocados. EM, these are the people that are big on eggs. Done a video on them. Done a video on Lemonaria. I really like this company too. Showing the median traditional agriculture is 15x. But where are we putting ourselves? Valuation benchmarking. They're just showing where they want to be, I guess. Okay, here's the brand here. So, they're comparing themselves to Beyond sustainability food, like compared to Beyond Meat. Going to be 2.2 to 5.3, so they're going to be pushing half as much as Beyond Meat for valuation. It's good they're going after that, right? They know to do that. Still not sure where they're looking to mount up here compared to Calavero, EM, and Lemonaria, though. But they're showing they know where to be. They're looking at the numbers, the big macro picture. Illustrative cucumber facility economics. The cucumber is going to give them 17%. Leafy greens, 14%. Benefit Corp overview. Public benefit, corporation of modified obligations, higher standards of purpose, accountability, and transparency, fiduciary duty to all stakeholders, committed to creating public benefit and sustainable value, additional profits, Considerate of impact to society and environment. Reporting requirements include progress in achieving social impact goals. Notable B investors, Laureate International Universities. Dude, so they have universities that are backing them. Ugh, I think that's huge. Silver Chef. Not sure what that is, but I mean, it's cooking, something to do with that. And then, Vital Farms is backing them. I've actually heard of Vital Farms too. So maybe that's what they were talking about there. I don't know. But Vital Farms is backing them. Vital Farms makes, I think they're like eggs and maybe something like that. Some sort of like meat thing, I think is what Vital Farms kind of focuses on. If I remember that brand correctly. But if they're backing them, maybe they make some, or maybe it's like a plant-based. Maybe they're like a plant-based, like tattooed chef thing. So we'll have to look up Vital Farms and see. But there you go. What do you guys think? Diving in? I think this would be one of those sweet long-term holds. Man, I love this one. Cut it right now.